Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another video right here on the channel. So it is that time of the month again, and my Retro Gamer magazine has arrived through the post for my subscription, of course. Latest issue, and we see we got Mario, It's Me Mario on the front there. Worst impression ever, I know. Okay, let's get into it guys and have a little flick through and first impressions as always. Okay, so opening up, there's something that makes me smile before we hit the editor's bit and editorial, and that is a full page advert for Full Void, which is coming of course on the Evercade hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So straight away, inside cover of probably the leading retro gaming magazine in this country certainly, and Evercade's mentioned, so I'm really happy over that. Well done to the Blaze team for getting that up there. Okay, so the normal page, front page there. The Retrobates, it introduces us to the cast of writers and the editor, etc. We have the editor's bit, and we move on to the contents page, a nice big double contents. Main news, Ian Lee's page, Mr. Biffo's page, a moment with Back to the Noughties, Revivals, Enduro, Super Columns, Gator Zendicon, Psychic Force, Ridge Racer 5, Soul Calibur 4, featured Peripheral Vision, Vectrex control panel, the making of Golf on a 2600, whatever happened to Super Star Wars, rock hard that game by the way, Ultimate Guide to Tiny Toon Adventures, Hardware Heaven, Super ACAN, interesting, Retro Gamer Guide to Mortal Kombat, Minority Report, Psygnosis' PlayStation games, and Retro Gamer's favourite finishing moves. Essentials, we go subscriptions, homebrew, which is a spot on section by the way, Mario Memories, Collector's Corner, Retro Life, Mailbag next month, and Endgame. Oh, very nice as well, the reviews. You got Mortal Kombat 1, Evercade Sunsoft Collection 1, which is one of our latest cartridges in the Evercade world by the way, Horizon 2, Dino Blaster, and Shark, plus the making of Lost Patrol, a tribute to First Star Software, the Ultimate Guide to Katamari Damacy, In the Chair, Mr. Clive Townsend, author of course of the amazing Saboteur on the Spectrum, and The Magic of Mario is our cover article. So there we go. Okay, so let's move on folks. Okay, so Retro Radar in the news, and we go Nintendo's Retro Gems. Okay, the first 3 Tomb Raiders are getting a graphic overhaul and will include all expansion packs. So yeah, that would be lovely to have more Tomb Raider stuff. Limited run games find a way, and Tansujin have Toa plans. Okay, Toa Plan of course being a big arcade firm. Nice shot of Lara there. I will be interested to actually read that. It looks like it's going to Nintendo, one of the machines there, I'm presuming the Switch. Okay, so then we have Ian Lee's column, I Should Coco, and he's stopped the search and call off the dogs. There's no need to be sweeping through bracken whilst carrying torches, blah 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 blah. The Coco Show is hosted by Boat and Aaron and is a deep dive into the world of the TRS-80 colour computer, or the Coco as it's affectionately known. So I have found out something today. And then we have an advert for Terminator Resistance on the Xbox Series X. So yeah, caught me out there guys. I ended up having to just read a little bit of the intro just to see what that was about. Okay, Paul Rose's column, First Steps, and it's all about Space Invaders. The only video game I've ever seen in their house is that year's edition of FIFA, whatever that means. That's obviously a quote there. And a very serious one, the Brain Tumour Charity. So yeah, always beware of your health folks. Obviously you only get, one life and all that. Enjoy it. Let's just let's move along, shall we? Okay, so a moment with Sarah Roberts. Meet the artist who makes stunning real-life pixel art with tiny plastic beads. Now these look amazing, obviously handcrafted, and on some of our favourite games. You've got like sort of Sonic on there, a little bit of Shinobi, Star Fox. Yeah, really good them. Then we go on to back to the noughties, and we go back to March 2007. The latest news there. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to show you the pictures, guys. It tells us a quick review of official PlayStation Magazine, games and PC Gamer of that month and year, of course, and the charts, just of interest. Xbox 360, Lost Planet was number 1 in their chart. Pro Evolution Soccer 6 was number 1 on the PlayStation 2 chart. World of Warcraft, The Burning Crusade was number 1 on the PC chart. And Walk This Way, The Sugar Babes vs Girls Aloud was number 1 on the music charts. Didn't miss a lot there by the sound of it then, folks. Certainly music-wise. Okay, and then Darren shows us the retro revival of Enduro. Of course, on the Atari 2600, courtesy of the amazing Activision, who've done a heap load of great games for the console. Anybody from Evercade who's watching, can we please have like an Activision collection, if you can somehow manage to pull that deal back with Atari. Sorry to you folks who aren't privy to that. I've just previously, like about half an hour ago, just shot an Evercade video, and it's still going on. Okay, so let's go on to our main article, and this is the magic of Mario. This is going to be a heck of an article. Here we go. Mario, of course, needs no introduction. I think he's had games on absolutely everything. Captivating character, yes, we know he is. I would argue, though, a certain blue hedgehog from a rival company could give him a run for his money, pardon all puns. Divine design. I mean, don't get me wrong, I played most of the earlier Mario games, not so much of stuff on the Switch and stuff like that, but yeah. I think Mario Sunshine was the last Mario game on a GameCube I actually physically bought. Sublime sounds. I mean, Mario will always be sublime, won't it? Always will be. Magical mixes. Vital versatility. Just showing some of the other games that Mario's appeared in. And there's been like a heap load of sports titles. I remember playing Mario Baseball on the GameCube, I think, and that was brilliant. Okay, and then a little gripe of mine. We have the subscribe today offer. I subscribed and got no free gift. Yeah, but we have the subscribers who can now get their mitts on the C64 Mini. Yeah, thanks that Retro Gamer if you're watching. Peripheral vision, and we are looking at it says control panel for the Vectrex. Control panel fact, yep. So this is the actual controller for the Vectrex. I allowed myself to just let my mind wander for a wee minute there, still teed off over the non-subscription offer. And yeah, it's hard when I do these because I say every episode, I'm opening this for the first time. I have no idea what is in it. Oh, this brings a smile to my face and makes my little heart warm there. The making of golf on the immortal Atari 2600, of course. Still a fantastic machine today, and no one's ever going to take that away from me. My opinion, folks. I'm sure some folks are like, it's ancient and whatever, but obviously you being an interested retro gamer, yeah, a lot of love for Atari. Awful lot of love. Without Atari, we wouldn't have any of it, so, you know. Oh, Super Columns, okay, from the Game Gear. Nick shows us this and goes back and gives us a little chat about it there. Okay, a tribute to First Star Software. From its inception in 1982 until its closure in 2018, First Star Software was a byword for innovation. Okay, and it's going to show some of their games there. We obviously see Boulder Dash, Bristles, Flip and Flop, Astro Chase. Boulder Dash is like an all-time favourite of mine. I love that game. I think I first found it on a old disc on a Commodore 64 somewhere. Boing, Boulder Dash, Spy vs Spy, Boulder Dash 2, Spy vs Spy, The Island Caper, Boulder Dash 3. There we go, all goodness. Absolute gold in them there hills, folks. Spy vs Spy 3, Superman, Rockford the arcade game, Man of Steel, another Superman one. Other titles. Security Alert, more Spy vs Spy. I didn't realise he made that many, to be fair. Boulder Dash 30th Anniversary Edition. Yeah, I mean, I've never played that, to be fair, but it does look really, really good. Obviously down the corner here. Does look good though, folks, doesn't it? Excuse me. Okay, whatever happened to Super Star Wars? The games that never saw the light of day. Yeah, well, Super Star Wars did. Oh yeah, that's why, because it was tried to publish it on a PC, apparently. It was due for release in 1995 under the Rainbow Arts publisher, developer Brainbug. Yeah, Super Star Wars itself on the SNES. Hard game, amazing music, well worth checking out. It's one of them, if you're a glutton for punishment, just keep on going. The next game, The Making of Lost Patrol, was an interesting one. Even by today's standards in 2023, the Vietnam War is still like a very controversial subject with our friends across the pond. I'm not causing any politics anywhere, just merely putting that out. I remember seeing this one on the Commodore Amiga, and it was nice because you've got to guide a squad, a platoon of soldiers across the landscape doing various missions, and you do various things, and you see some FMV, full motion video sort of footage of, like, you know, them walking through a swamp or whatever. And, you know, it may not sound all that amazing these days, but back in the day it really was. I'm not sure whether it's sort of promoting or anything like that of the Vietnam War, because, I mean, obviously, nobody promotes wars, do they? You know, nobody wins there. But put the politics aside, I found the game slow, a little bit clunky, but yeah, you know, I did enjoy it. Okay, what's this? Gates of Zendikon. Lots of levels, lots of boredom. Atari Lynx 1989 from Epix. Darren shows us that one there. The Atari Lynx was a machine I just couldn't get with. Even I reviewed on the channel the Atari Lynx Collections 1 and 2 for the Evercade, and I played some of their so-called big games. I mean, with the exception of maybe like a Chips Challenge, the Lynx didn't really do it for me. Any fans of Lynx, by all means, tell me where I'm wrong, please. Ultimate Guide to Tiny Toon Adventures. Not wrong, a little bit of Bugs Bunny in there. What was that on? It looks like, oh yeah, Mega Drive, there's a version of there. Probably on a SNES as well, to be fair. It was from the 90s. Further Adventures, Boss Rush, shows all the different bosses. Going on, location. There were a slew of like platform games, more so on like the Mega Drive, Stroke Genesis, SNES, Super Nintendo in the 90s. And obviously every big name license had one. Okay, Hardware Heaven, Super Akan, manufactured by Funtech in 1995, $299 launch, £320 plus today, £160 unboxed. If you wanted to design a competitor to the Mega Drive and SNES, you probably want to give a high colour palette, the ability to scale and rotate sprites, and a fast CPU the developers were familiar with. Okay, so yeah, obviously it was built to try and take on those two behemoths. Always lovely to see a new console and read about it. I'm not sure of the sort of common sense approach to that, to be honest. You really wouldn't touch Sega or indeed Nintendo, would you? But hey, all the credit to them. The Retro Gamer Guide to Mortal Kombat. Okay, Nick and Darren take us through this one. Mortal Kombat again. I was a Street Fighter guy, to be fair, but Mortal Kombat and its digital graphics, its fatalities and a little bit of controversy that kind of come with it, were fun back in the day. They really were. There's one of the machines, I think it was the Super Nintendo didn't have blood and the Mega Drive did, or it was the other way around. I remember all the hoo-ha over that. I'm just flashing the pages up here, guys. This just showing sort of bits of every one of like the games, and trust me, there's loads of them. There really is. Okay, and then Retro Revival from PlayStation, Taito. I should know this one, to be honest. Fighting game, Psychic Force. Nick shows us this one. I have not heard of it, But to be honest, my Taito knowledge and my Taito fandom goes like way back earlier than the 90s. Minority Report, Psygnosis' PlayStation games. They were one of those developers that they did have quite a few. And when you kind of have a list of the games, hopefully the article shows that, then you'll know some of them when I start like reading them off. I mean, the name to me is certainly well known. I think they used to do games on the Amiga as well. I think they were one of those publishers that kind of went with the times. So let's have a look. Assault Rigs, Monster Trucks, Retro Force, Kingsley's Adventure, Shadow Master, Eliminator, Blast Radius, so we heard of that one. Team Buddies, Riot, Lomax. Okay. Retro Gamers Finishing Moves. That was obviously, it was only a small article, and that I was expecting to be about a 4-page job. But yeah, I'm sure Psygnosis done let Lemmings, or they were involved in the publishing of it. I digress. Retro Gamers' favourite, Finishing Moves. So we see some of the different fighting games and stuff, and some of those moves. I'd imagine that in there, everyone will have their favourite Mortal Kombat. I can see the Stone Cold Stunner as well from one of the earlier WWE games. Ultimate Guide, Katamari Damacy. The genius of designer Keita Takahashi shined in 2004's Katamari Damacy, one of many delightfully left-field Japanese releases for the PlayStation 2. Namco would go on to churn out sequel after sequel, but Takahashi's joyously upbeat original remains unbeatable. So this is one of those Japanese rarities. There's probably a really, really fantastic game in there worth checking out. There we go, more coverage of that. And more coverage. It's actually longer than a Psygnosis article, to be fair. But, you know, if a game deserves it, well, it says it's an ultimate guide as well, to be honest. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, now this is what I really want to see. I'm actually friends on Facebook with Clive Townsend, so it'd be really interesting to read his review. The seminal Saboteur was just unbelievable on a ZX Spectrum. It really was. You're like a ninja, and you kind of went along into like a secret base, and you had like things to do, and you know, by today's standards, you know, you turn around and you say, oh well, you know, what's so special about that when we have a GTA that does all these missions and stuff, you know? But yeah, to me, I still remember the day I first played it, and I still played it again on emulators and stuff up to a couple of months ago. 5 more to play. Gems by Clive, Death Pit, Saboteur, Saboteur 2, which I wasn't as fussed on as the first one, Super James Pond, and Saboteur Deep Cover. That must be a new one. Yeah, okay. Over the last few years, Clive has rediscovered his love of programming on the Spectrum, culminating this text adventure from 2021. Created alongside the late Andy Remick, this 128k only game is still available from Chronosoft's software website. Just a quick word on Andy Remick. I was privileged enough to have Andy as a friend. Absolutely lovely fella. Gone too soon. Rest in peace, Andy. It's been a really weird first impressions, this one, hasn't it? Continuing with Saboteur there. Okay, and then we pick up the pace, pardon all puns, and we go on to Ridge Racer 5 on the PlayStation 2 in 2000. Obviously, Namco. And yeah, I do enjoy a little bit of Ridge Racer. I enjoy the original. I really do. Racing games aren't my forte as such, but yeah, a little bit of Ridge Racer. Right, retro rated, and we go on to PS5, and this is Mortal Kombat 1. There we go. And we get the guys' opinions on it and stuff. And then we go on to Pick of the Month, Evercade Sunsoft Collection, featuring Arabian and, oh god, what's that one called? Mr. Gimmick. Yeah, Horizon Chase 2, Dino Blaster, and Shark. So I'm going to give you a zoomed up version there for the review of the Sunsoft Collection, because I am a massive Evercade fan, as everybody knows. Incidentally, before reading it, they give it 74%. It'd be interesting to see what they say about it, but some fantastic games on Sunsoft Collection 1. Extremely tricky, but yeah. Have your say. The 41st Annual Golden Joystick Awards. Crikey, been going for 41 years. Okay, and then we have the Homebrewers kit, which is all the homebrew guys, the guys who make us all these new latest games on the old hardware, and they are absolute hardware heroes. They make these machines sing. It's always the first section I read when I put the magazine and the camera down, to be honest. And we go hot topic. So they ask the question, ask folks to give their memories, Mario memories, and the team are giving theirs, and down the side we have some of the readers in there as well. That's always like a really nice feature, just to see everyone's, take on it. Retrobates mull over the scene's most intriguing issues. Okay, Collector's Corner shows a collector and their collection, their most valuable games and their favourite games, a Jewel in the Crown, all that kind of stuff. My retro life, personal stories about our shared passion. Martin Carroll recalls his first magazine roles and tells us a little bit about his retro memories. Okay, and then we go on to, I nearly skipped it then. Where are we? The mailbag. Okay, basically readers' letters. The star letter for Games Within Games was an interesting one. Yeah. And then it says, have your say, what's your favourite Mario moment? And again, some of the readers there have got involved in that. And then we have a couple of adverts. Sorry. So we've got the Handheld Gaming Collection, one of the magazines made by the same company. Relive the glory days of handheld supremacy. And next month, out on the 23rd of November, it looks like the evolution of the Illusion series, from Castle of Illusion to Power of Illusion. Discover how developers brought the adventures of Mickey Mouse to consoles. And anyone who knows me knows that Mickey Mouse and the Castle of Illusion on the Mega Drive is one of my all-time favourite games. So that'll be a really interesting one to read. And then we go on to Retro Revival, and Darren goes on to the Xbox 360, 2008 and Soul Calibur 4. And these games start to put like bonus characters in. So we can see Yoda in there. And I think that is the guy from, oh God, what's the Star Wars title? Someone's going to remind me. Force Unleashed, is it? That looks like him. And then we go Endgame, and it shows us the end of Axley. And a little advert for Go Compare. Not really sure what an insurance firm's doing in there, but hey ho. Last page of the issue, guys. Chill Out Games and their selection of what they buy games for, what they sell them for, etc. That was the latest issue of Retro Gamer, folks. Run a little bit longer than what I normally do. Hope you're still with me. Let me know in your thoughts in the comments below what you thought of the issue. Subscribe if you haven't. Share if you want to. Keep it retro. And I'll see you next time.